An easement by necessity is a variation of an implied easement. The demand for an easement by necessity arises when access to and from a public roadway across all adjacent properties is denied. Since public policy favors the productive use of land, an easement by necessity will be created when property is landlocked. However, to establish an easement by necessity, the benefiting owner needs to show strict necessity, meaning the easement is the only possible means of access, and defend against any claim that the property was intended to be landlocked. But there are other ways to establish an easement. How about an example? Consider a property owner who has used a roadway on an adjoining property to access their vacation home for over 5 years. The owner has never received permission from the neighbor to use the roadway. The neighbor sells their property to a buyer who informs the owner they can no longer use the roadway. The owner claims their open and continuous use of the road to access their property for more than 5 years entitles them to a right-of-way easement over the adjoining property. Is the owner entitled to a roadway easement over the adjoining property owned by the buyer? Yes, a prescriptive easement is established by the adverse use of another's property for a period of 5 or more years. An easement created by prescription is similar to acquiring land by adverse possession. The difference is prescription establishes the right to the mere use of another's property, whereas adverse possession is an actual taking of exclusive possession under a claim of ownership and a payment of property taxes. To meet the legal requirements for acquiring an easement by prescription, the adverse use needs to be obvious enough to give the owner of the property notice of the use, a continuous and uninterrupted pattern of use, a use unauthorized by the owner of the property, used under a claim of right, and used for a period of 5 or more years without the owner acting to terminate the adverse use. The 5-year requirement of uninterrupted use continues on the transfer of the benefiting property to a new owner, as long as the new owner continues the same unauthorized use of the burdened adjoining property established by the previous owner. This is called tacking.
In a world of generic CE, it's finally time to start enjoying your real estate education. Introducing First Tuesday's video renewal course, Real Estate Made Real. California's first and only DRE-approved video-based renewal experience. Get an exclusive preview and enroll today. Be the star of your career.